All right, guys, here we are. This is a new lesson. And the lesson is called Find the Slope from a Graph, right? So make sure you have your paper, a notebook, pencil out ready to copy notes. And we're going to get started. All right. So the first thing we're going to notice here is the name of the notes, right? We always identify first the name of the notes. It's called Find the Slope from a Graph. All right, find the slope from a graph. So we're going to remember that a slope is how much a line or how much inclination there is, right? And we always encounter slopes whenever we're driving. You go up a hill, you go down a hill. If you go hiking, if you're on your bike, if you're walking, there are always slopes, right? Uphill, downhill, flat. And then there's actually up and down. The walls are up and down are slopes as well, right? So we're going to identify those slopes right now. So the first thing we're going to notice is, I'm going to use this green right here. The first thing we're going to notice is that a positive slope, see, if you're going on an escalator and you're going up like this, that's a positive slope, right? Imagine you're on the escalator. You're at the bottom of Universal Studios and you're trying to go back up to the main park. You're going up, right? So this is what we call a positive slope. Too big. We're going to go with this one here. So this is what we call a positive slope, and I'm going to do that green, right? That's a positive slope. Now, the other way around, if you're on the top of Universal Studios and you're going down all the way down to the bottom to the Jurassic Park ride, right? And the Mummy ride, you're going from the top all the way down to the bottom. That's a negative slope, right? So this one is always from left to right. The way we read is going up. From left to right is going down. So that is a negative slope. So let's do red with this one. All right, that's a negative slope. Now, the next one here on the bottom left here, that's a special kind of slope, right? That's a flat slope. If you notice that, right? Look, it's flat. There is no incline. There's no going up. There's no going down. You're just flat on the ground, right? And that's what we call a, use blue on that one. That's what we call a zero slope, right? Because there's no inclination. There's zero slope on it. It's just flat. And then finally, this special kind of slope right here is one that goes straight up and down. And if you notice the guy here, right? He's going straight up and down. The only person that could do that is what? Spider-Man or something like that. But actually, bugs can do it. I was wondering the other day. I was watching a bug going up the side of the wall of my house, and I was like, how do they do that? You know, it's pretty cool. Anyway, but human beings cannot walk up and down a wall, right? So that slope is undefined. So we're going to call that one undefined, not zero, right? But undefined. We don't know. It's impossible. So those are the four kinds of slopes, right? Positive slope, again, from left to right, you go up. Negative slope, from left to right, you go down. Zero slope, from left to right, is flat, is zero. And undefined, from bottom to top, right, is up and down, right? So the way, right? So let's move on to the next part here. So we go here to where it says slope, right? So this is how you spell slope, S-L-O-P-E, right? So this is our slope. So our slope defined is called delta y. Now this triangle right here, in Greek letters, is delta. Delta, right? So this says delta y over delta x, right? Delta y over delta x. So what delta means is movement. Delta means how you move, right? So delta y means you move up and down, right? So delta y means you move up or down, is delta y. Delta x is how you move left or right. So when I say delta y, you move up or down. When you say delta x, you move left or right. Right? Delta y, up or down. Delta x is left or right. And that, kiddos, is related to our graph. As everyone will remember, this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. And if you notice, the y-axis is up and down, delta y. The x-axis is left and right, delta x. Right? Now, one more thing about slope is scientists a long time ago decided that slope needed a letter. So what letter represents slope? So sometimes scientists a long time ago, I have no idea why, they decided that M is equal to slope. So whenever you see M, that means slope, right? Not S, but M is equal to slope. Okay? So, okay, we got first part, our notes here filled out. So let's do some examples. So let's see here. So the first thing that we always do, let's look at number 1 here. First thing that we always do is we look at the instructions. Always, always, always read the instructions, right? So the instructions on here says, find the slope of each line. Okay, we're going to find the slope of each line, all right? So let's see here. So here I have a line, right? And I know it's a line because I have arrows at the ends, right? So that means that this line goes from forever that way and forever that way. And I have 2 points. I have a point here and I have a point here. So if you notice this line, well, this line, if I compare it here to my slope of a line here, what kind of slope is this? So from left to right, it's moving down. So this is going to have a negative slope, right? So I know this is going to be a negative slope. So let me do better here. And I'm going to say this is going to be a negative slope. Okay. But what is the slope though, is the question. What is the slope? So let me show you how we calculate the slope. So as we see here, M is equal to slope equals to delta y over delta x, right? Delta y, which means up and down. Delta x, which means left and right. So watch what I'm going to do. So what I want to do is I want to travel from this point to this point. Now remember, it's my delta y over my delta x. Delta y over delta x. And delta y means up and down. So that means that I'm going to move. I'm going to start here and I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down 1, 2. So I went down 2. So when you go down 2, that means it's a negative 2. Negative 2. And now I want to get from here to here. So I'm going to go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at that. And when you go to the right, that's a positive 7. Like that. Right? So this is delta y, up or down. over delta x, right or left. So I went down -2, and I went to the right 7. So I'm going to say here, my slope, is equal to delta y, which means I went down 2. So that goes on top, over delta x, I went to the right 7, +7. Oops. And there you go. Look at that. I found my negative slope, and my slope is -2 over 7. How about that? There we go. Right? We found our negative slope, and it is -2 over 7. Right? Now, I bet a lot of you were wondering, Mister, what if we started here and we went to that one? Well, let's try it out. Let's see. Let me change colors here. And let's say I'm going to start here, and I want to go up to that one there. Okay? Well, remember, delta y first means up or down. So to get from here to here, I have to go up. So I'm going to go up 1, 2. When I go up 2 means +2. So I went up 2. And now, to get from here to here, I'm going to go left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I went left 7. And when you go left, everybody, on a number line, that's a -7. Right? Because I went left. That's a -7. Right? So my slope here would have been m is equal to, let's see, delta y means I went up 2, so +2, over left -7, left 7. And that would have been my slope. Now the question here is, are these two the same or are they different? What do you guys think? The same or are they different? These two are the same, because you see this negative sign right here? This negative sign can go in front, just like that. So, and I'm going to write it in front. Watch. Let me change colors here. Go back. And I'm going to write it in front. Negative is going to go in front, and then the 2 over 7. Look at that. I'm going to do the same thing with this negative. I'm going to put it in front right here. So let me go back here, and I'm going to put it in front, and then I'm going to write the 2 over 7. And look at that, everybody. -2 over 7, -2 over 7. They're exactly the same thing. So it doesn't matter what direction you go, guys. If you start on the top and go to the bottom, if you start on the bottom and go to the top, you're going to get the same exact answer. All right? So that's number 1. I know I talked a lot on number 1 because there was a lot to explain, right? But that's okay. Number 2 is going to be faster. So let's look at number 2. So let's identify our points first, right? Pick a different color here. So we have a point here and a point here, right? So I like going from left to right, right? Because that's the way we read. We start from the left and we go to the right. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go here. So go from here to here, I have to go up 1, and then to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to go up 1. So up 1 is +1, over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To the right 5 is +5. So this is my m is equal to, I went up 1, right? Up 1, so that's my delta y, positive 1. And I went to the right, positive 5, so that's my positive 5 right here. So what kind of slope is this? Is this a positive slope, a negative slope? Is this a positive slope, a negative slope, a zero slope, or an undefined slope? Well, let's see. I'm going from left up to the right. So which one is like that one? Oh, look at this. Left and going up right. So this is a positive slope. So I'm going to write here positive slope. Look at that. And it's positive, right? 1 over 5 is positive 1 over 5. There we go. Good job. Right, let me box my answer always, remember? Right. Perfect. Okay, let's do this one here. All right, let's move on to this one. Let me change colors again here. So I'm going to go from that point to that point right there. So I want to go from left to right. So how many times do I have to go up, guys? What do you got think? How many times do I have to go up? I don't have to go up at all. Look, it's right across. So I don't have to go up at all. So I went up 0. But I go to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went to the right positive 5. So my m is going to equal delta y. How many did I go up or down? 0, right? 0 over my delta x. I went to the right positive 5. And 0 divided by any number, in this case it's 5, is equal to 0. Right? And there's my slope. Look, m is equal to 0. My slope is equal to 0. Now, what kind of slope is it? Well, it's going to be easy, right? It's flat and it's flat. So that's a 0 slope. So we're going to say a 0 slope. There you go. Perfect. Then, finally, number 4. Right? So, let me pick a different color. And we're going to go from that point to that point. Now, I like going left to right, but these points are not left to right. They're up and down. Right? So I'm going to start on top. So, how many points do I go down? Let's see. 1. Wait, let me pick this color here. So I'm going to start here, right? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I went down 8. And when you go down 8, everybody, that means negative 8. I went down 8. Now, how many do I have to go left and right? I don't have to go anywhere left and right because I'm already there. Look, I already reached my second point. So I went right 0. Right? So my m is equal to delta y. That means I went down 8, right? Down 8 over to the right 0. Right? Now, red alert, guys. Red alert, red alert, red alert, red alert. That's a problem. We can never, ever, 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 ever divide by 0. Not allowed in math. Not allowed. So this is undefined. You are not allowed to divide by 0. Whenever you divide by 0, it is no solution or undefined, right? And what kind of slope is this? Well, this is an easy one. Look, we already called it, right? It's an undefined slope. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to say this is an undefined slope. Look at that. And there we are. Right? So these are the kind of examples that you guys are going to work on. Everyone's going to work on. Right? So, once again, make sure that you copied all the notes. You rewind if you have to. And once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And you got this. You guys are going to get it. You guys are going to kick butt. You're going to do your work. And you're going to be great.